Hi there, Dolly friends. Do any of you pick up things when you go for a walk? Do you ever scour the ground for little finds and things you can use in your miniatures? I can't help it, and I do that. And I just wanted to show you this little piece of metal I found on the ground, and I thought it looked like a satchel or a backpack. And I just set it here next to my chemist as if it was his work bag. And yeah, do you think that looks like a backpack or a satchel? What do you think? Let me know what you find when you're out walking or ground larking, if you're out for a walk, whatever you call it. Do you pick things up off the ground and use them in your miniatures? It's fun and it's free. And nothing a little soap and water can't handle, right? Remember I bought these little findings at the craft store and told you how I want to make a lamp or a chandelier out of them? Well, I've been looking for a medallion to use on those, and I found something along with some other things at my local thrift shop. These little buttons, I thought these would be great on the ceiling or wall, or I don't know, you could even use it for the top of a table or a stool. They're just some pretty buttons. They're not really vintage, I don't think. Yeah, no, they're not vintage. They have that UPC code there. I got those. And I got these. I thought these would be something that I could easily take apart and use for something. For what? I don't know, but they looked like they would be useful. They had lots of just like single earrings and different things. I like the pearls in there. That would look good on a wall or even on a ceiling. As a light. It's not what I planned for these, but I thought it could be used in another way, in another room, another situation. It's very blingy, and there was only one. You could even take it apart or take the things out of there and use them. This was just probably something someone had made. They're glass beads, but I'd like to try my hand at making some perfume bottles like I've seen many other miniaturists doing. I think I got some more little pieces that I thought might be useful for that. I have not done that. Well, maybe I'll make some of those, but that wasn't my priority right now, but I got those for that. This is just like a little locket. Here's another bead, which could be used for a bottle or jar. I imagine this hanging from a ceiling, some kind of light of some kind. And this could certainly be used for different things, a knob, a pool. It's pretty small. Here's another earring. Could put a picture in there. I'm not sure, but I'm sure it would come in handy. And then these other little pieces also come in handy, so I could take it apart and use it for that. It's pretty, it's brass, which is kind of unusual. This is a little filigree with some green beads. I also like this for a lamp or a light. If you have any ideas, let me know. Don't have any of these. I have another one, but I think I left it in the other room, so I have two of those. Some more little metal pieces. That I want to use for my lamp is this. So I don't know, I don't need to do such a big piece, so I may end up using this one too, which I really like. I like the green piece in the middle. It's not perfectly round, so I'm not sure that will work. but I don't know. It's got lots of little jump rings and things that I can use. So I like that. I'll have to play with it a little bit. But this piece, of course, I would have to, you know, I would have to age it a little bit, maybe with some rub and buff, which I don't have yet. But I could use that and then use the chain to create a light from this. What do you think? I like that. It also has lots of chains. It has this little piece, which is kind of interesting and cool. I really like that. And more chain here. So I think I will get a lot of use out of this piece. I'll try it for different things, but I haven't done any of that yet. But you see what I'm saying here, right? You see what I'm getting at? Yeah. So I just, oh, here's another little piece I found, just another little finding right here. Did I show you this? Here's another one I thought I could use to make a little jar or vanity, something or other, or I don't know. Something could use as a finial on a light, not sure. All right, well, let's go over to the doll's house and let me show you what I've been playing with. I'm too excited about the infirmary, and I'm just playing around with leftover materials that I have, some little cardboard and chipboard, and I want to try to make a little table. I don't care if it doesn't come out good because I just want something in there right now to keep spurring me on. I need that encouragement, and I'm just playing around because I can't really find the things that I really want to buy that I can afford, and I don't really know how to make stuff like this. So why not try? When I'm just sitting around doing nothing, I can play around. It's not great, but you know, it'll tide me over for a while. So I just used a piece of packaging plastic to try to make an enamel bowl, and I'm trying to use this black wire to make some forceps. It's really not that hard and that complicated, but I could not get them glued together. So I'm just using the black Sharpie on the back side of the bowl along with the white paint to see how that looks. I forgot to record making the little gauze rolls, which was basically just cutting up some gauze and using a toothpick to roll it up with some glue. But I wanted to make some pillows for the beds that I don't have. And I had this vintage ticking. It's not small scale, but it's what I have. And I thought these little silica gel packs would be perfect for pillows. They were the perfect size. So I took a little cotton, one of those flat cotton swabs, and I spread it out to make like a little batting, give it a little depth, and I just use some fabric tack to glue it together, and I made a couple of those, and I'm really pleased with the way they turned out. It was very, very simple. This is definitely my speed of craft. And then in the coming week, I think I'd like to work on making some very plain pillowcases that I would put over it. If I get extra motivated, I might even stitch the ends. Here's a little rough draft of what I've been doing in my infirmary. I'm just so excited to get going on this. I'm being hasty. So this is just a rough draft. I don't know what to do with this cabinet. I beat it up a little bit, I sanded it, and I rounded the corners, and I painted it with some black paint and then some silver paint, hoping that I might sand it a little bit and expose the black paint, but it didn't really quite work out. So I'm not sure. I took the plastic out from the inside so that it doesn't look like there's the glass on the doors. It's not nearly finished. I just was playing around trying to get the look I want, and I don't have it yet. I don't know how to get it, but I'll keep playing around. If you have some ideas, let me know. I don't know, but I know I'm going to use this cabinet. I still really love it. I had to put something in it to show you, so I will show you what I put in there. But I'll show you this little table that I made, that I was working on. It's just, I just used the scraps that I had from when I was doing the wainscoting in the nursery. So the legs are not, they're not true and they're not even, but I just wanted to set something in here. I probably will end up buying pieces because I just don't have the skills to make this stuff. But I was attempting a little enamel basin, and as you saw, I just used a piece of plastic, and I used some black wire that I had and painted it silver to make the little forceps there. I put a piece of gauze in it. So here's my little forceps. They need a lot of work, but I thought I would just set them in the basin there. And I made some little rolls of gauze. On the lower shelf, I wanted to make a syringe, but I didn't quite get that finished. That shouldn't be too hard to do. And I wanted to put some things in the cabinet. I don't have handles for it yet. So I made some little blankets and set those in there. And I made some pillows for the beds / cots that I don't have yet. I'm still searching. It's hard to find what I want. And I just threw some gauze. I made a bunch of gauze rolls, and I had some little blue tubing and a little bottle. I just put them in there. You can see I kind of aged the back of the cabinet. I'm happy with the way that turned out. Looks like maybe, you know, there's been iodine on things and people touching, and over time, you know, it looks grungy after a while. And that's what I wanted, but the outside isn't quite how I want. And I would like to fill this cabinet. I really want it filled with stuff. And this infirmary is not going to be a huge infirmary. It's just going to have a few beds. I may move it to downstairs, which was my original plan. There's more room and I could actually make a double room. We'll see. I'd like some old metal beds, and I actually on eBay I saw a set. I think there were 4 like military cots. They would have been perfect. They were really great, and very kind of, you know, rustic looking and like military cots, and they would have been perfect for this little infirmary for the family to set up inside the house, but they're half scale and they're just going to be way too small. You know, may just be one bed at a time, but this infirmary is going to be mainly for children, laboring women. We'll have a labor and delivery. And, you know, if it's wartime, there may be people with injuries that will need some assistance. This little thing here is just the thing that comes in the pizza to keep it from sticking to the box. And I thought that might make a nice rolling stool. I'm gonna get some casters. I'd like this table to be on rollers, or I probably will end up scrapping that table. I don't know. I just don't know. I have so many ideas in my mind. I'm so excited about this infirmary. I am a retired nurse, a retired labor and delivery nurse, so I have a special fondness for medical things. I have worked in medicine for almost 40 years before I retired. I started working in medicine as a teenager. But yeah, that's it for that. Thank you so much to anyone who has stopped by to watch my video and has subscribed to my channel. I am so grateful to everyone for having interest in what I'm doing. I'm enjoying my new passion here. And just a peek over at the parlor. Nothing new really happening there. But I've kind of thrown up a little makeshift ceiling. It's just a piece of foam board. I don't even have it in there very well, but I just wrapped it in that same paper that I used on the floor in the other room. And I'd like to, next time I will definitely be working on the chandelier or lamp for this room. And I don't know if I'll have a different ceiling at that time, but I don't think this will be the permanent ceiling. I've found some nice ceiling paper that I'd like to use. I just have to decide which one I want. You can see I put my little hawk statue here on the buffet next to the bird cage and the painting of the boy with the bird. So that looks good in there. They're still just hanging out in here, doing nothing, doing nothing. Ooh, I don't know who's going to be working in this infirmary. These people will have to get trained because they're lazy. They're lazy. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Please come back and visit me next time in the doll cupboard. Bye, everyone.